Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9. I am Moran Tha Man, back in full effect. It is always a privilege and a pleasure when I get to chop it up with people who are just out here, making their way downtown, walking fast, And I'm in the, right, go ahead. You know the vibes, But I'm in the presence of somebody who has a very unique take to the game, and she's definitely setting herself up to do amazing things despite whatever's going on in the water. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, Queen?
Yes. It's Buku Abi, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. On a scale from 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
I'm at like a 9.5. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I be getting nervous for my interviews.
Why are you so nervous?
I don't know. I really don't, because my manager, my team, they always compliment me on how well I do. But like while I'm there, I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm fucking this up.
Yeah, like with a name like Buku, with a look like that, like you came in, the makeup popping, jewelry popping, but you nervous. That's wicked. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But all right, well, we here.
Yes.
So Buku,
yes.
You are an artist.
I am.
When did you decide to become an artist? Like, what was it for you? When and what?
I was probably around the age of 13.
Mm-hmm.
I was around the age of 13. And I remember listening to Erykah Badu. I forgot which album I was listening to.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like drawing and painting all day with one of my friends. And something just clicked. Like in the middle of the album, I was like, I want to do this like full time. I want to be an artist. I don't know if it's music right now or visual arts or whatever.
All right.
But I just knew that was the lane I wanted to find myself.
All right, so you got possessed by Erykah Badu. There we go. I'm here for
Basically.
that. All right, I'm here for that. I'm with that. Okay.
Yes.
Shout out to Erykah Badu.
Yeah, shout out to Erykah. That was definitely like my first time realizing that was what I wanted to do. I was 13 listening to Erykah Badu.
13 years old listening to Erykah Badu. I can only imagine your taste in music had to be very eclectic.
It was. I mean, coming from an R&B singer that's my dad, and then my mom, she's a choreographer, so I was always around all different types of music. So growing up, I just had a very, like you said, eclectic like sound or just ear for music. So I found myself kind of listening to everything.
Yeah, dope. Who else were you listening to outside of Erykah? I'm just curious.
At that time, I was very like neo soul heavy, so it was a lot of Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
It was very much that vibe when I was around that age.
Yeah. You were listening to Lauryn Hill at 13.
I was. Very surprising,
You were
right?
listening to Case of the X at 13.
Yes.
That's wild. Case of the X at 13.
I feel
To Zion at 13.
Yeah.
All right.
So
you
was
just
singing
felt
my
it.
heart out.
You just related.
Like,
You could just relate. Like, you just knew what she was going through at 13.
I knew.
Wow.
I knew.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's happening. No, that's what's happening. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be like that.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of like the takeaways of becoming an artist? Because, working in this business, I sincerely believe that this is something that people just assume is easier than what it really is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's honestly one of the biggest takeaways I've had is like, this is a lot more work than I probably was anticipating, especially as a 13-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm just going to perform and do music. And
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
You probably was watching High School Musical. It was like,
I was like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sure, easy. But when it came down to like the business and like the logistics of it all and like kind of separating yourself, like the artist versus like the business person, those were my challenges. Because, I'm just here to create. I just want to create. I want to make music. I want to make art. I don't care about TikToks. I don't care about like the politics of it all. But when you decide that that's what you want to do, you kind of take that on as well. Like you have to play the part, play the game,
Totally.
So that was one of my most challenging takeaways, and probably the biggest takeaway is that there's way more to it to be a successful artist than just making the music and making the art.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, you're an artist, but underneath all that, you're still a business.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally
a brand,
Yeah.
literally. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
when I came into that realization, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little jaded at first. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not who I am.
Yeah, y'all can just have
whatever.
all my publishing.
Fuck it, yeah.
Like,
I was like,
you
I
can have
don't
all my
care.
masters. I don't want none of this. Yeah, you can just have it.
But I don't know. After a while, I was like, but damn, like, this is really what I want to do. And, like, I have other passions, but nothing that drives me like music or art. So I was like, I think I just need to go ahead and put my big girl panties on and just deal with it.
Yeah.
And find the right people to work with and be around and things like that, right? Because they exist in the music industry. You're always going to find your people.
Yes.
And I think I just needed to like hold on a little bit longer until I found my people, and those people are coming to me. So now music is fun again, and like doing it is fun again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said music is fun again.
Yeah.
Was there anything outside of just really understanding the business side that made this unfun for you? Like anything?
Meeting the wrong people.
How so?
Being around
Like
the wrong
let's talk
people.
about it. What happened?
The
Like
wrong, because I mean, I've been doing music since I was 13.
Right.
I'm 27 now, so it's a very long time.
Mhm.
So I've come across record deals, things like that. Been in
Mhm.
big meetings with big labels, things of that nature.
Mm.
And I tell my manager Jetta all the time, like I'm
Shout out to
very
Jetta.
shout out to Jetta. I'm very moral driven when it comes to
Mm.
the things that I do and the things that I don't do.
Right.
And so I think it's very hard to find people in the industry that are like that as well, because once you get to a certain level, it's like you're kind of willing to do certain things that you might not have done before
Right.
to keep that. And I'm not like that. So it's very hard to find people that can understand that part of me. Like, yeah, I get the business part of it, but I'm also a human being, and I'm also here to kind of like help guide other human beings. And I'm not going to do things that doesn't feel natural to my spirit. I don't care how big the bag is, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to find people like that in the industry.
No, that's real.
It is.
Do you think you've been in scenarios where people try to use who you are and who you come from to their advantage?
100%.
Like maybe you've had the meetings, like we know who you're related to, so this will help us. But
100%. I've definitely been in situations like that, and it gets very discouraging, especially when you do have a sense of individualism and you do feel like your own person and you have your own sound and your own vision for your art and your music. It can get very discouraging, but I think, like I said, just kind of like fighting through it and staying strong, that's what allowed my people and the people that were going to push who I was. Once that happened, I was like, okay, like I'm good now. Like I'm okay. I can keep going.
Beautiful. Because, you are your own person. You are your own individual. And, seeing how, you do have relatives in this industry, I'm pretty sure it can, what's the word? I'm pretty sure you probably had scenarios where it's like people expect you to be one way, but you're your own person.
Yeah.
Because, you are the daughter of R. Kelly. R. Kelly is your father.
Yeah.
But Buku is her own person.
Yeah, that's like a whole separate entity. And I think it's hard for people to kind of grasp that. But that's why I'm grateful for the opportunities to like do radio interviews and start having like larger platforms pay more attention to me, because it allows me the space to say, hey, like this is who I really am.
Yes.
These are like your ideas of me, but now I'm in a place where I can voice who I am and I can show people who I am, and they can decide if they like it or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's real, because, hey, we see celebrity kids in the music business all the time. It's like, respectfully, it's a difference between Willow and Will. They're two, that's his daughter, but they're two completely different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But have you faced maybe controversy? It's like, okay, since, the obvious happened with your father, since the obvious happened, maybe you come across people who don't want to give you a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it just made me stronger in the end, because I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of who your parents are in this industry, you're gonna face rejection, right? And so I feel like I've been given like the ultimate test of rejection and like exception. So I feel like it kind of made me stronger in the end to constantly face that battle.
Wow.
Now it's like, I really don't care. I'm just here, and whoever is supposed to attract themselves to me, they're gonna find their way to me. It really does not matter. Yeah. But it was challenging, especially as a young woman growing up. Like, you have all these, like when you're going through adolescence and you're going through all your changes and you're trying to figure out who you are, and it's kind of like the world is trying to tell you who you are. Very hard to decipher through.
Yeah. No, that's real, because I mean, I didn't grow up the way you grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have a famous father, right? But I can only imagine what the controversy could have did to you mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it still affects me to this day,
Goodness.
right? Like, I'm still working through it and still learning how to heal from it and all that. But ultimately, it did make me stronger. So I'll accept it. Like, I'll take it.
Okay.
And now I feel like kind of unstoppable. Now it's
Beautiful.
Just like, whatever.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Shot in the dark. How's your mother? How's she
She's
doing?
good. She's doing good. She's been doing a lot of movies. She actually just recently moved to St. Louis, and so she's doing work out there. She's been booked and busy, so I'm very proud of her.
Good.
It's really been the same way with my whole family. My brother and my sister, they're out in Chicago now working on their music.
Good.
Yeah, we all just buckling down, trying to turn this thing around.
Yeah, trying. Yeah, because I get it.
You feel me?
Yeah, because it's a lot. At the end of the day, what happened.
Yeah.
That's not your fault.
Right.
And I don't think it's right to, hold you or your siblings or your mother accountable for things that y'all had no control of.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's not right.
Yeah.
So, are you in a, like, where are you when it comes to like the relationship with your father? Like, are you in a space of forgiveness? Are you in a space of letting it go? Is it still hurtful?
Yeah, so for me, I'm definitely more in a space of forgiveness. I went through a lot over my years, right? And
Right.
I'm 27 now, so I took a lot of time to like do the healing and trying to like get through it mentally and emotionally. I think every day is going to have its individual challenges, but as a whole, I've definitely reached a place of forgiveness, especially being a parent now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so once I became a parent, forgiveness kind of became like this completely different nuance, that I was looking at forgiveness in a completely different way, because I look at it like I'm not perfect. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to make mistakes in life, and I know how I would feel if I felt like my son didn't love me or hated me or for anything. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would never want either of my parents to walk away on this earth not knowing that, like, I still love you. I'm going to hold you accountable, but I still love you and I still forgive you. And I still understand that you went through certain things that may have created this person, but that doesn't mean it's okay. And that doesn't mean I'm going to allow you to do that. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I definitely want to salute you and commend you on
Thank
that.
you.
That says a lot about you as a
Thank
person.
you. Thank you. Thank you. I
Dope.
try my best.
Hey. You human. We not perfect. You know what I'm saying? We all got our peaks and valleys in life.
Yeah, we do. And I think, you know, like I said, becoming a parent, that kind of really just like you're not perfect either. And one day you're going to have certain conversations with your son like, well, Mom, why did you do this? Or why didn't you do it that way? And I would just want the same grace that I'm trying to extend to my parents or my dad. You know what I'm saying? I would want that.
Look at you creating good karma. Look at that.
I'm trying.
I can respect that. I can respect
you.
that. So it's 2025. Now, answer this for me. Answer this for me. Because I figured I'd just ask you face to face. So are you signed to United Masters, or y'all just, like, what's the situation with United Masters?
So I'm not signed to United Masters.
Okay.
But we are in a partnership. So I'm actually an official partner of
So you're an artist
United
partner?
Master. Yes.
Fire.
Right?
Fire.
I'm so
Dope.
excited about
Dope.
that. This just recently happened. So it's big news. We're just getting started with everything that we've been doing. So I'm really excited to see where I'll be at around like this time next year.
Yeah. Incredible. So that means that you're technically still independent. Talk to the world about
I am.
right. You're technically independent, so you know, going back to what we talked about earlier, businesswoman.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have a better sense and understanding of like leverage and knowing that you're not just going to sign anything.
Yeah.
So, talk to the world about the trials and tribulations of being an independent artist.
Man.
you just
Where
work
you
on
want
music.
me to start?
Talk to us about it.
I would say the biggest thing I think people don't realize when it comes to like being successful in the music industry, especially like today, it takes a lot more money than people realize. It's not just about accidentally going viral or
There we go.
knowing the right people, the right place at the right time. All those things can happen.
They
But
can.
a big chunk of it is the money. So when you're an independent artist, you have to understand that, like, yeah, you might have an interview on this awesome, you know, platform, but Monday you might have to go clock in to work because you had to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? You had to.
Well, you had to pay for this, but
no. I
no, we had to push. No,
don't get me wrong. I didn't have to pay. No.
right.
But majority of the time, like a lot of the things that independent artists may be reaching towards, they don't realize that it takes money to get there. Like it takes finances, it takes things like that. So I would say when it comes to being an independent artist, be strategic about how you spend your money and where you're spending your money, because your artistry is an investment.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would say that's like my biggest thing. Just be aware. It takes money, it takes time, it takes dedication. Yeah. You're gonna get a lot of no's. A lot of no's, and then you're gonna get a lot of yeses that you wish were never yeses. Like you know what I'm saying?
No, that's a hell of a perspective. You gonna get a lot of yeses that you wish were never
yeses.
That's a bar. That's a bar. That's a hell of a perspective for real.
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing. Just be aware of that. It's a lot of this until you get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're definitely en route to that.
Thank you.
Do you have any dream collaborations? Anybody that Big Buku want to work with? You know what I'm saying? I just think it's funny she laughing. She was talking about she was nervous, and now she having the time of her life. Look at that, y'all.
I'm still nervous, right? But my dream collaboration. I would be lying if I did not say Drake first.
Okay. I mean, he making a comeback. Hey, he got a number 3 song on Billboard right now. I'm just saying. Hey, he took a L, but he coming back.
I would be lying. Like, I'm literally trying to think of other people. That's the first person I thought of. So Drake, definitely 100%.
That's fine. Hey.
I'm a manifest. I'm gonna keep saying his name until somebody calls me.
It's gonna happen. Hey, players mess up. Hey, he on the charts right now.
It's okay.
It's gonna happen.
I still want to work with you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But Summer Walker.
Oh, I could totally hear that.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm here for that.
110% Summer Walker.
SZA.
Another
I can hear all that.
I would love to work with SZA. Somebody that's kind of like out of my sound, Willow Smith. I think we would do amazing work.
Why Willow?
Why Willow?
Why?
So her current sound.
Yeah, no, her new project is the one that you dropped last year is crazy.
What?
Crazy.
I'm obsessed with it. And one of the things that people don't know about me is when I started music, I actually started out in a band. So I'm used to playing like old school psychedelic rock, like funk music.
So you're an instrumentalist.
I would not call myself an instrumentalist. I sang for the band.
Okay.
Yes. No. Okay. I was the lead singer.
That's cool.
But that was my introduction to, like, that was kind of where I started in music. So when I get to a certain point in my career, I kind of want to go back to that sound. Yeah. So where Willow kind of is right now is kind of where I see myself landing as an artist. So I think that it would be a lot of fun to do music with her because it would kind of be nostalgic for me to dip into that sound.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah.
Willow, who else? It's so many people. Yeah. It's a lot of people.
Dope.
But those are like the main ones that when I think about it, like they're like my top 4.
Cool.
3 or 4.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So for somebody who's never heard your music, how would you describe your sound? How would you?
I would say you're definitely gonna hear the influence of R&B.
Okay.
But there's a sense of like, what's the word? Why I always forget it. There's a sense of like I always forget.
Shout out to Jenna, the manager, man.
Thank you so much. My manager's the best.
Absolutely, man. She said, "Do what to say."
Right.
So you would say alternative R&B?
Yeah, it's like an alternative R&B. I like to add like little flavors. Like I said, I have that like psychedelic background, like psychedelic funk, a little bit of rock. I like hip hop. I like rap. So I try to implement that within the foundation of my R&B music. Yeah. Beautiful. So it's kind of like all over the place, but yeah.
A lot. It's structured chaos.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So overall, what would you say is like your main goal? Like once you do this within music, within your life, you can say your heart is fulfilled, you happy. What would you say that is?
Just being in a place where like my passions with like my art, my music are taking care of my financial responsibilities and I can just breathe. Like I don't need $1 million, but I want to be able to be comfortable in my life. Like I don't want to have to worry about how am I about to pay rent, how am I about to pay my car note. I want all that taken care of and I want to be able to do it strictly off of my music and my art. Now, whether that's me being like super world famous, I don't really care about that. If that happens, that's great. If I get a Grammy, awesome. That's the cherry on top. But for me, like to be able to get to a point where that's my life and that's what I do, that's all I care about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, for what I can tell, you are definitely on your way to doing that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I just want to salute you and say congratulations to you on all of your success. Everything you got going on up to this point. And I definitely commend you for, just being bold enough to step out on faith and be yourself because, with everything that you've been through, everything you've experienced, you could have been through in a white towel, but you're not letting what other people did stop you. So I salute it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a long, hard road, but I'm glad I didn't quit. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't quit.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
So in closing, man, one thing I just always love to just ask my guests to do is just leave off with just some positive words, some affirmations, some advice to that up-and-coming artist trying to get like you. Talk to that person.
My advice would be to just remember to slow down sometimes. I think as artists, we get really caught up on like, okay, what's next, right? Like even after this interview, I'm probably going to sit with my manager and be like, all right, what do we got to do now?
What you supposed to do?
What you're supposed to do. But I feel like we need to do better at like congratulating ourselves for this, right? Because this is huge, right? 107.9, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never been here before. So this is a milestone in my career, but we're so quick to be like, all right, what do I got to do next? That I'm not even going to really take the time to sit and like, wow, that was huge. Like I was just on one of the biggest platforms for radio in Atlanta. Like I've never been here before. This is a new level of my career. So I would just tell individual artists, like, remember to celebrate how far you've come. Because in the moments where I'm like, I need more, I need to do this, I need to do that, I don't stop and tell myself, like, but look at where I was at last year. You know what I'm saying? I was on nobody's radar last year, for real, you know?
Yeah.
We might have talked here and there, but, like, as far as the interest in, like, who's Buku, what is she doing, like, what's going on with her, that wasn't happening this time last year.
Yeah.
So I have to take the time to be like, okay, you're doing amazing, despite the challenges. And if it's in your heart, just go after it, do it. Because if it's your passion and if it's in your spirit and if it's something that God is telling you to do, it's not gonna go nowhere.
Big facts.
No matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you feel like giving up, no matter how many times you're like, fuck it, man, like, I don't want to do this anymore. If God put it on your heart, it's not going nowhere. So you might as well just stick it through.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna make it way harder.
Totally.
Ignoring that.
Great gems, great gems. I can't tell if she's wiping away sweat or she started trying to stop herself from crying. I can't tell
Yeah,
y'all.
you know, I'm getting emotional now.
No, it's all good. Well, hey, congratulations to you,
Thank you.
on everything. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're about to do. I feel like we're gonna have a couple more of these down the line.
Yeah.
So-
I have a lot of stuff coming. I have a show coming up on the 18th at the Vinyl in Atlanta, the
Okay.
Coronation. It's a yearly event. I'm really excited for that because it's like a panel/show. So you get to, you know, learn about the music industry on a deeper level, and it's strictly mainly towards independent artists to be able to connect and network with other women in the music industry. And then at night, it'll be the performance. I have a project coming out. I'm in a movie, so I'm really
You're in the movie?
excited about-
Oh, I missed that. What movie you in? You in the movie?
Yes,
what kind
I
of
am.
movie? A
So
stupid
it's
movie?
called-
Nah,
no.
if it is stupid, it's all good.
It's called When Worlds Collide. I can't really talk too much about it right now.
Why bring it up?
I know.
Why bring it up?
Because I had to, you know, I
missed that memo. I did not see that. I ain't see that
in
at the EPK. I ain't see that. But hey.
Yes, I am in a movie. It's my first role. It's nothing super crazy, but I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to kind of see
It's
what
nothing
that
super
lane
crazy.
is.
You about to be in the movie, but you know, it's not crazy.
You know,
I mean, I got a Ferrari, but I'm not rich.
Whatever. No,
That's all
but I'm
good.
really excited. I got a project coming out. I'm dropping
Yeah.
a single this month, so
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff coming. I'm coming back to back to back. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
Thank
to you. I'm excited to see what you do. And yeah, man. Hey, the sky is definitely the limit for you.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Well, please give our listeners your social media. Let them know how to get in contact with y'all. That it is son gorgeous.
Yes. So my name is it's Buku Abi. You can find me on Instagram at buku.abi. Buy tickets to the show.
Hey,
Come out, support. Come see your girl. In real time. I'm excited to see everybody, and I'm excited to come back because I know I'm coming back.
for sure. Speak that life, queen. Speak that life. I'm here for it. And also, major shout out to Brianna for putting this together, man. Shout out to Brianna. Shout out to Brianna. Hey, man. Gotta shout out to Brianna, man. Brianna, that is a solid person. I don't
For
think
real.
that woman right there, solid.
Yes.
One of the dopest in the city, in the world. So big
Yeah,
salute to her.
She's making big things. Big things happening. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm Moran Tha Man. Buku Abi is in the building. Tap in with Big Buku. So that is #1 hip hop station, Hot 107.9.
Hey.